In today's video, we're going to be talking all about wild grapes. Wild grapes grow in a variety of different areas, including along riverbanks, along roadsides, and forest edges. You might even find them growing on your backyard fence. They require lots of sunlight and they need a support structure to help them climb. Wild grapes have long vines with bark that shreds or peels. They have forked tendrils that help them climb, have heart-shaped leaves that are three-lobed and have toothed edges, and veins that radiate from where the stalk attaches to the leaf. The fruit are very tart, grow in clusters that start off as green, and when they ripen, they become a dark blue to black color. They become less tart after the first frost, which is the most ideal time to harvest. The fruit contain 1 to 6 small egg-shaped seeds. You have to be very cautious with wild grapes because they do have a few highly toxic lookalikes. These lookalikes include Canadian moonseed, Virginia creeper, and porcelain berry. But here are a few key differences to help you differentiate between the species. Unlike wild grapes, Canadian moonseed does not have forked tendrils and has smooth leaves without teeth. The seeds are also shaped like a crescent moon, and there will only be one seed present in each berry. Virginia creeper has much different leaves than wild grapes. The leaves of the Virginia creeper have 5 leaflets, and the clusters of fruit grow on vibrant red stems. And unlike wild grapes, porcelain berry does not have shaggy peeling bark. You have to be so incredibly careful because in a lot of circumstances, wild grapes are growing side by side with a toxic lookalike. Wild grapes are very aggressive growers and will often outcompete other trees and shrubs by growing over top of them, which completely blocks out any sunlight from reaching them, which in turn suffocates them and kills them. So because of this, a lot of people assume that wild grapes are an invasive species, when in fact they're actually a plant that's native to North America. Wild grapes are high in antioxidants, as well as vitamin B6, vitamin C, potassium, and melatonin. There's a lot of great recipes you can make with wild grapes. Today I'm just going to be doing a simple forage and preserve, and I'm going to be making a small batch of wild grape jelly. The first step is to separate the grapes from any stems. After giving them a good wash, we're going to add them to a pot on the stove, and we're going to add just enough water to cover them, probably by just an inch. Over medium-high heat, we're going to stir and mash the grapes to help release as much of the juice as possible. In a separate bowl, I whisk sugar and pectin together until well combined. My usual ratios for making jam or jelly is half a cup of sugar for every 1 cup of fruit. I have about 1 cup of wild grapes here, and since they're a little bit more on the tart side, I'm going to be using a little bit more sugar. So today I'm doing 1 cup of sugar for 1 cup of wild grapes. I'm also doing 2 teaspoons of pectin. I'm straining the wild grapes so that I separate the juice from the seeds and the skins. I put the grape juice back on the stove, and I also add in 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and our sugar and pectin mixture. Stir to make sure that everything is well combined. We're going to cook over medium-high heat until our grape mixture has reached its gel setting point. On a candy thermometer, this is about 220 degrees Fahrenheit. Once I've reached the gel setting point, I'm just going to add the mixture to a sterilized mason jar, leaving about 1/2 inch of headspace. Don't forget your golden rules of canning. You need to use a tool to debubble to make sure that any trapped air rises to the surface. We need to wipe the rim of the jar with a clean cloth and some vinegar. And when we screw on our lid, we want to make sure it's only fingertip tight. I process my jar in a steam canner for 25 minutes, and I place it on a towel on the counter for 24 hours before storing. This jelly is a breakfast staple and it tastes amazing on toast. As a bonus, I'm using the seeds and skins that we strained out of our grape mixture to make a vinegar. If you'd like a more in-depth tutorial on how to make fruit scrap vinegar, I've placed a link in the description box below to one of my videos where I show you step by step on how you can make this.